Patients are often travelling up to 3.5 hours to get to a bulk billing service. So this is really the tipping point.
Today, a new report revealing a bulk billing black hole. Just 35% of GP clinics across the nation bulk bill new patients.
Almost 2/3 of doctors who you're going to around the country are going to charge you an out-of-pocket cost.
And that cost is a lot. Without bulk billing, a patient is slugged on average $40 for a standard consultation.
And there are certain electorates around the country where you're paying in the mid-50s on average out-of-pocket costs just for a 15-minute consultation with a doctor.
While in 4 electorates in Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia and Tassie, bulk billing has simply ceased to exist.
We have struggled to find a bulk billing practice.
We used to get bulk billed, but I don't know, just since COVID, I think, they've stopped doing it.
We've sometimes needed to go elsewhere to a different doctor.
Last year, nearly 750,000 Aussies delayed or dodged seeing a GP entirely because they were fearful about the cost.
You just have to really think about whether they're sick enough to go to the doctor.
I now restrict the amount of visits I do.
I'll probably chop into my food expenses, that money to see a doctor.
Vulnerable Aussies have the most to lose.
They're not coming in as frequently as they otherwise would have. They're delaying their presentations until their problems are much more dire and significant, and they're having to present to the hospital probably in worse state. As a result, the hospital is then becoming much more backlogged.
The issue, the years-long freeze on the Medicare rebate, followed by miserly rises well below inflation. Doctors say the Medicare rebate needs to double to stem the tide of GPs abandoning bulk billing.
There's this real struggle between I really want to care for this patient, I want to offer this service at a bulk bill rate, but I know that my clinic can't actually stay open if I continue to do that.
Rising costs and a nationwide doctor shortage also contributing to the problem.
Clinics are businesses and they are subject to exactly the same economic pressures that the rest of us are.
Free medical care, a right Australians have come to expect, now more under threat than ever.
What I see is that into the future, everyone's going to need private health care, and private insurance is going to merge into something that looks much more like this American system. Slowly, we're seeing that universal health care is becoming a thing of the past.
Gosh, I hear that looking like something like the American system. I guess to have a shiver.
Yeah. But when you hear that point made about it may start looking like a thing of the past, how often are you getting bulk billed?
I can't remember the last time. Yeah. I also don't have a regular GP though, and I found out that you guys do, so I need to get myself together. But I can't remember. I can't remember the last time.
It's a really tricky thing for people with chronic conditions because they have to see their doctors regularly, so this is an ongoing cost. Sometimes my GP bulk bills, but I don't mind if she doesn't because I absolutely love her. Yeah. I'd pay just to hang out with my GP.
You should have said that on television because it might change what happens.
Yeah, she might change.
Whereas I love you.
My GP is my mum, so I just go home because she's a doctor.
All right, showing off.
She charges me $120 obviously to go home for a home visit. Well, she says she charges me. She just wants the money I borrowed back from a trip to Mexico a couple of years ago. So it's all coming out in the wash.
It makes sense.